2, 1. Oh, wait. What's up, everybody? What is up? Me and Explosive Artist here again for another great Hex channel.
Hex chat.
Well, no, because we don't just talk about Hex. We got
polls
today. We got some conspiracies today. We got some, So
maybe testnet updates, like from your personal,
Yeah, testnet. It's going good. We heard from Richard. 1 more month. In May, mid-May, it's gonna be released. So I mean, me and you tested it. It's pretty amazing. So
yeah,
I don't know why it's even gonna take a month. And I've heard some people say that that devs usually like sandbag it. So even saying mid-May would be a stretch. But I think that he'll extend it to mid-May to give everybody kind of a chance to buy in.
Yeah, we talked about how people give different time frames.
Yeah,
like with our children.
Yeah.
At Disney, my daughter would ask, "How much longer does this wait?" I would always cut off like 15 minutes from what I actually thought.
Yeah,
I don't know why I do that.
I would,
and you overdo it. You add 15 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, because I can't. I'd rather be a liar on the end part, like on the like how long it took. Because like if you're expecting it to be 15 minutes and it ends up being 45, how pissed are you gonna be? But if you're expecting it to be 45 minutes and it only takes 15, you're like, wow, that was amazing. We got in here early, So I mean, look at when we went into those rides and it said an hour and a half, and you got in at an hour. Wasn't it? Like, yeah, but oh boy, it was no hour and a half. We got in here in an hour.
Well,
but when you got in there, and it was
depends
the other way
on
around,
how time
like,
goes.
These sons of bitches. They got me. I was in there for 2 hours. They said an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's where I got it. And plus, knowing.
But if time goes by fast, then it's like, oh wait, that's already been 45 minutes.
True, but it doesn't.
That's what I'm banking on. Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta raise my thing up. There we go. I gotta bring this back down. Hold on.
That's not you lowering yourself, huh?
I'm like looking down. I feel like at you. So I don't want to. Hex Kong with the $5. Hush, little bunga, don't you cry. Hex is gonna sing you a lullaby. Beautiful. Thank you, Hex.
Thanks,
for
Hex
$5, dude. Oh, let's see.
That's some beautiful singing too.
What's up, guys? Explosive Artist looking like a damn Pixar character. Exfoliation on point. He's a beautiful man.
Thanks.
He's a beautiful man.
It's just some good old Irish Spring,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just the old school Irish Spring,
like the bar of soap.
Sometimes I'll get the liquid.
Yeah, I can't do bars of soap because I had never realized. I always think about how many people's butt cracks does that's been in, or my own butt crack.
Well, if they've been
I'm like this, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm, still.
No, I don't ever go bar to skin. I never go bar to skin. I gotta have a washcloth or something.
So it's like useless to get a bar.
Yeah, it just depends on just depends.
Yeah. All right. So is there there was some questions that you had for me, and then we can get on with the goods conspiracies that I got going.
Yeah,
hold on. I got some strange characters looking at me.
Yeah. Do you know who they are? What's funny is I remember we used to talk about the bikers that used to live next to him.
Yeah.
And I always heard about it before I actually saw it for myself.
Yeah.
And, at first I was imagining like a bunch of like, mechanic dudes that are like over 50 and they all have the Harley attire. Right. It's like, no, these are like some legit, they put a sign out. They put a sign in front of their house that said
24-hour tattoo. 24-hour tattoo at their house in the garage.
At their house.
Like, sure, bud.
Come on. Yeah.
Whenever you'd like, we do tattoos. It's all day, all night. We don't care. It's so crazy because I went out. I went to go look outside my window one day, and because I was a cul-de-sac, the entire cul-de-sac on each side and around the circle was full of cop cars, and I was just like, "Oh, looks like they're
Finally
done
caught
now."
up with them. Yeah.
And they were like
Yeah.
sneaking in their freaking backyard. You could I don't know what happened to them. They didn't go to jail or anything. Somebody may have gone to jail, but yeah, wrecked, definitely wrecked. They're like all in their stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah. That's funny.
It was crazy.
Well, and you're talking about. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Continue.
Oh, if you go bar of soap, you got to run underwater for a little before you use it to shed the outer layer. Well, I just never. I stopped using bar of soap, but long time ago. If I ever go to prison, never a bar of soap, man. I'm gonna have just straight liquid because I know what happens.
You just gotta be careful,
Or maybe what if I go straight? I mean, if I'm in there long enough, maybe I'll just be a bar of soap kind of guy, just straight bar of soap. I mean, if I'm in there for life,
you're just dropping it on purpose.
Oops. Looking back at everybody. Everybody's all looking at you like, dude,
I'm like, dude, you watch too many shows, bro.
This doesn't happen. I'm fumbling it. Yes.
Well, showering in boot camp is never fun too, so
that's true.
Everybody in the same.
Yeah. I mean, remember when we were in different platoons, but it was crazy because both me and Explosive Artists went into boot camp the exact same day. What was it? July 11th or July 12th? Yeah. We got out July 11th. We got out we went in July 12th. I always forget to get the days mixed up.
I know.
But so July 12th, we both went in to boot camp. We weren't in the same platoon, so we didn't know each other until we actually got into the fleet. But we probably saw each other once in a while while we were there. I didn't know him.
Oh yeah. Well, because you're a troublemaker back then. Well, in our own ways, we were kind of
in boot camp.
No. In infantry school, and then you know, well, really, our whole,
yeah. Okay, I thought you meant before, in boot camp. I was like, no, dude, I didn't say a word in boot camp. I was just like,
did you ever tell your the handguard story?
No, I don't think anybody would think it's funny. Is it actually funny?
Okay. Well, maybe if you ever feel like it, if people are interested and they request it.
Funny. Me and you think it's funny, but I just don't like.
I think anybody that's yes, the people that I've told, because I've told many people, but because I thought I was gonna pee my pants first time. But the people the people that have been in boot camp are just crying, laughing. So
maybe. Really, but people that aren't going to boot camp, they'd be like, I don't get it.
They're like, this is why I didn't go.
All right. So what was the question?
Well, because you talked, I think you had a tweet a few days ago talking about you're thanking Richard and talking about your story, which is one of the coolest things, we talk about all the time, is thinking back about, years ago or, how things have been in the past. But as far as jobs that you've had, what was your least favorite or your favorite?
Well, the least favorite job had to be in the Marines. I was other than the Marines is it was the coolest job, but it was also the worst job I've ever had.
It's the best and worst job you could get.
I hated it, but I also loved it. We talk about this sometimes being a Hicks Specialist, but I'm glad I went into the military, but I would never go in the military again. It's one of those things where it's I would never do that again. Just because, I'm glad I did it, but I would never sign up for it again just because it was.
Because it's weird, because it's as hard as it was, it's still some of the best times you're ever going to have.
Yeah, yeah.
at certain
that's
points.
where we met each other. That's where we met each other. And
Right?
like we laughed probably the hardest we've ever laughed while we were in the military. But
oh yeah,
it was also the worst time of my life.
some of the hardest times, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. And it's like not like a lot of people think that it's physical, like anything's physical. It's all mental, guys. Like
It's all
anything in the
mental.
military is so mental, and it's like you have to be very mentally hard to like not
It's a
only
thinking
get
man's
through
game.
all of it, but also like afterwards. Afterwards, it's like very mental because you have to deal with all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a thinking man's game. You gotta like adjust and adapt, you know.
yeah,
But I agree with you. But yeah, outside of the military, because I would say the same about me too. Some of the coolest stuff I ever did was in the military. Some of the hardest and worst stuff I've ever had to do is in the military. So it's like,
yeah.
I'd go back as a door gunner.
I don't know.
They're gonna put me on a Gatling gun. But
how do you kill women and children? You don't lead them as much.
Some Full Metal. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. But
right, put yourself in there. Like so we watched Full Metal Jacket. If anybody's ever watched Full Metal Jacket, I mean, if you want to, like, that is actually pretty. I would say it's pretty close to the real thing. Not completely, but it's like it's pretty close.
They cover all the right like philosophical things about being in a war and things that how it affects. Yeah, exactly. Yep. As far as like
but
brainwashing kind of goes,
people like crazy like that. There are people that are like, like it's like
yeah.
Maybe you should chill out today.
There's something about it kind of snaps. Yeah, snaps it because I mean, it kind of feels like you're in a different planet when you're in a combat environment. You know what I mean? Your whole
it really does. It does.
The facts of life are different, and the rules of how you live day to day are different. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like your whole mindset has to change.
Well, yeah, and you're trained to do that. Like people ask me, what was your best time in the Marines? And it was like when I was in Iraq because I got to do what I signed up to do. I freaking hated Okinawa. We deployed to Okinawa the first time, and it was just
there's some awesome things about it, but
sure.
After a while, we
got messed with the entire time, dude. We had to do the stupidest things, like jungle warfare training too, and just the jungle sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
everybody's fun. Away from their family, so the higher ups are more inclined to mess with you, and then really, there's not a lot to do. Yeah, after a while, really there's alcohol and there's training and snorkeling.
I thought you were gonna say trannies.
No, I wasn't gonna say that. But they're there too.
If that's what you're so inclined to.
Yeah. I remember we used to run into one of the officers, our platoon commander, at the Chili's. Remember, because everybody would go to the Air Force base.
Oh yeah.
In Okinawa. So we'd run into him multiple times, and every time we'd run into him, we'd send him a birthday song.
Yeah, and he'd be so
in front of everybody.
He was the cool one. Like if it would have been anybody else, we would have gotten messed with. So
right.
People call you Hexo in the real world? Probably not. Luckily I only had to go to Al Udeid, Qatar. I don't know where that's at. Well, obviously in Qatar. It's Middle East. Isn't Qatar like nice though? I don't know. I don't know anything about the Middle East.
I've never
Iraq Kuwait. And Kuwait. That was about it. That's where we went. Kuwait and Iraq. Right? There was only 2 places.
Yeah, but we got to so we had to take a ship from San Diego to Kuwait as opposed to flying. So we got to stop at some cool places too on the way. We got to see some other countries.
Yeah.
We got to see
people
Singapore.
Call me Hexo in the real world. If I make them.
Yeah.
And I do. Not really. But yeah, so I mean that was probably my other worst job other than the Marines was probably I've not had that many jobs.
Me either.
But working as a low voltage electrician, pulling wire and stuff, dude, it sucked. I hate, like Richard talks about getting into small spaces with HVAC and stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of like that for I worked at a hospital most of the time, so it's like people, and it was like a running hospital, so like you'd have to get into the drop ceiling and move it
Yeah.
over, and if a little bit of dust, which it's a freaking drop ceiling which has dust all over inside of it, if a little bit of dust got down on the ground, then people would be like, oh my gosh, it's like, dude, shut your freaking mouth. Like, and it was just awful because it's like, because I drink, but I don't really drink. I don't even remember the last time I drank, but I don't really drink anymore. But back then, it was right when we got out of the military, and like that's all we did. And so I'd come home after my job, drink, and then go. It was like a
Yeah.
daily occurrence where I just come home, drink. It was very monotonous,
Yeah.
and I hated it. Hated every minute of it. Probably because I drank a lot of the times, but
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah.
hear you. I was a blue collar man most of my life too, so I know about like crawling into ceilings. It's all in the summer or something like that, or
Yeah.
I took care of that building, as you know, for 9 years. So I worked at a outdoor shopping center for like
Oh yeah.
9 years, downtown Denver.
Yeah, the mall. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
but he was like, you're kind of like what Richard would do. Like you did everything. You're like security. You're like,
A
all
little
this.
bit of everything, yeah. And it kept it interesting, and it was like 500,000 square feet to keep track of. So I mean, never boring. But that's the thing. It was kind of the same deal.
But it was an
Plus,
outside mall, so there was like hobos that you'd have
yes.
to kick out, and there's like, it wasn't like one of these that was just an inside mall. It was an outside mall.
Well, and there were bars too, and that for some
Mhm.
reason, all the bars seem to be up on the 3rd level of this outdoor shopping center. So, like,
Didn't you say somebody jumped off the 3rd floor?
oh yeah, it'll fall off, or
Did they die?
I never like. It's funny. There's only been a couple times where I'd actually hear about whether somebody died or not. There's out of like maybe 10 people that have fallen off of the 3rd or 2nd level. I think there's only been like 2 or 3 that I've ever heard of that got confirmation that they died or anything like that. So
It's funny because if you guys go look at it, if you want to look at the mall, if you want to look up something, he had his boss put Trump sucks on the top of the mall, right? After
no,
after he got
it
elected,
was
right? It
worse
was
than
like,
that. I had
wasn't it
just
Trump
left.
sucks?
I had
Yeah, he
just
just
left
quit, right? He just quit.
under some rocky circumstances, like
Right.
we left on good terms, but it was still kind of a head bumping at the end. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so like a couple months later it snowed, and part of the job was dealing with snow removal since it's an outdoor mall.
And it's
And
Colorado.
my former boss, and it's Colorado, yeah, so weird snow patterns, but my boss shoveled into this black roof. F Trump.
Oh, F Trump, that's what it was.
And this is only like, maybe the 4th story of a building in the middle of downtown Denver.
And it
so
made
everything around
major
us.
Headlines, right? Didn't it get on like major news networks?
Apparently like a news helicopter saw it, and then, we're in the middle of just these giant high rises, surrounded by these tall buildings. So people were complaining at the office and nobody knew what was going on. It was pretty funny.
What's up, Unhexable? Hexhound, what's going on? Guitar, what's going on? Michael Light, this is a very heavy topic. Yeah, we
so heavy.
Don't worry. I was a framer, freaking sucks. I bet, dude. Can't drink now that you're pregnant. Yeah, you guys, let's see that. Did you see the meme?
No.
Somebody was like, "Oh, you'll have to look on Twitter." Somebody memed me into being pregnant with Richard's baby. I always hated the low voltage guys on the job site. Those guys were the worst. Yeah, they're pretty bad. Hexa would make the best inmate to do life with. Probably. I'm going to call him Hexa when I finally meet you. Well, not a bad idea. Congratulations on the baby. Thanks. Nigeria, Afghanistan, Mali, etc. Is that where you've been? Where's Mali? I don't know where that's at.
Sounds nice.
On our base, it was really nice. Do people? Oh, let's see. There are a lot of jungles in the Middle East. I don't know if you're joking with me or not, but I don't. There's a bunch of libtards in Denver. Yeah.
I know. He's from New York originally.
So, the guy that said F Trump.
Yeah, and you know me, I don't get very political at all. I think it's all going to go a certain way, no matter who's
what.
doing what. But personally, but he was very political and I don't know.
It was that time of remember it was 2017.
Yes,
everybody was freaking out. Like, he's gonna
freak
start
out.
World War III.
Yeah,
it's all going downhill after this. It's like, oh, jeez.
Yes, people were very, concerned.
Crazy about it. As a framer, I hated every trade on this job. Probably did. Yeah, I would.
It's because everybody gets in each other's way, and then you got to wait on these people to get this thing
Hey,
done.
bro, I need you to get the. That's true.
You said you're gonna be done with this area.
Cool, man. Cool. All right. So is that the only question, or do you have any more?
I was gonna ask you about your opinions about the testnet and the things that you're participating in as far as
farming.
Yeah.
Stuff.
What you think about
staking? I know that there's staking. I didn't check staking. There was the staking under the what's it called?
The delegator.
Yeah, you could delegate that. We staked on that, but I didn't really stake in the PulseX other than farming. We just farmed. The only thing was farming because I was farming the incentive token and Pulse. I think it was just Pulse. And it was getting 400% APR, which is crazy. So I was making a whole bunch of money. But the thing is once you trade, so what I did was took all of my Pulse X and traded it for Pulse Chain, and then traded half of that Pulse Chain for the incentive token to put it together.
Okay.
And so look how many times I'm going to get taxed right there and on things that I just did. So I mean, I think that there's you can make a lot of money, but you also are getting taxed every time you trade.
Just got to pay attention.
And I'm not a tax advisor, but from the people that I've heard talk about taxes, anytime that you sell one coin for another coin, that's a taxable event. So just if you're gonna do it, I know people that'll trade, they're wanting to do PulseX and Pulse Chain today, and then the next day they're gonna do the incentive token and Pulse Chain, and then the next day, they're moving it around all the time. Well, dude, your taxes are going to be insanely hard to do for anybody to, you're going to be having to show every single trade. And don't get me wrong, it's fun, but
and it could be worth it, huh? Depending on payouts and numbers.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing is I'm after doing taxes this year and realizing man, I don't want to do that because it's so stupid. All of the work that you do, it might not even be worth it, but maybe it is worth it. I honestly don't know. But so I mean, if you're just messing around, just realize you might be having to pay taxes on.
That's what I was gonna ask. If you saw any cons with or any things to watch out for, and that's definitely
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the cons. That's the only con, and then there's the impermanent loss. Also with if coin rug pulls. So if you're doing some Pulse Chain and Pulse Doge or something like that, and you think that you're going to make money on it, and Pulse Doge, I'm not saying that they will. Just we're given a
hypotheticals.
Yes, but if Pulse Doge rug pulls, then you just pretty much lost all of your money on one side, and I think maybe on even both sides. I'm not sure. So you might be screwed. So I would only do, for me, I'm only going to be doing Richard Hart products. I'm going to be farming, but I'm also going to see what the APR, because not a lot of people are using it right now. So who knows what the actual APR is going to be when it rolls out. I'm guessing it'll be good, but then you got to realize how much the incentive token will be at that point, and how much all these other things will be. So I mean, we're just gonna have to wait.
That's one of the exciting things, is to think about where the testnet is now versus where mainnet will be, when it's as old as the current testnet,
Yeah.
Because there's got to be so many people, counting down to Pulse release that still haven't messed with testnet,
Right. Yeah, true. Let's see. Pancake swap shows around 60, averages around 60%. Okay. RH has a Twitter poll on liquidity pool preferences. All right. I haven't seen that. When the Marines need a ride, they call the Air Force. No, they don't. They call the freaking Navy.
Yeah.
I wish it was the Air Force because we'd actually get some nice rides.
Yeah.
I wish it was the Air Force. Let's see. That's the ridiculous tax. Yeah. Love a discussion around the plethora of meme coins being airdropped to Hexkins, Pulsekins right now. Hey man, anything you get free coins, like Richard says it. If it's free, why are you, there's people out there calling it a scam or whatever. I don't know enough about it. I haven't gotten the. I know that there's the Pulse Doge that just came out, and I haven't claimed it. I haven't looked into it, so I don't know yet. Usually, I wait for other people to kind of confirm it for me that are actually understand the code and stuff like that, so it doesn't drain my wallet. But I mean, if it's just free money, like just claim it.
Yeah.
And, if it's safe, that's what I'm saying. If
it's safe, if it makes sense gas wise, and
yeah. If
not
it's
gonna...
like, yes. I mean, there was one when Axion was out. I don't think Axion's a thing anymore, but they had you do a claim phase, and I never claimed it. And I don't think it netted anybody because you had to hold it for a year anyway. So I was like, nah, I'm good. But it really, I don't think it affected me very much. But any airdrop or anything like that, I think I'm going to claim from now on. Just because, I mean, there's all these things that could have made people thousands, if not millions, if you would have put it in the Hex at the time. So why not?
Well,
why not do it if it's safe? Like, why not?
Well, and you're not against selling it for Hex too, which is always refreshing to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm not.
You've shown that in the past, Yeah.
I'm not a maxi to the point where I'm going to say everything's a scam, but I'm a maxi in the way of like, I like one thing. And this is, I'm not going to say your thing's a scam, but I'm going to be like, I'm going to sell it. If somebody gave me, if I was a Bitcoin maximalist, that's what they should be doing. They should be like, I'm going to claim my free Hex when they could have claimed their free Hex. And they should have been like, hey, you can claim your Hex and then you could sell it in a year for Bitcoin. Like
that's what a real maxi does.
Yeah. But they didn't. They just called it a scam. And I'm not calling anything like a scam unless it's an actual scam. And you guys have never heard me call anything a scam. So it's like I just think that things are, other than Hexy. I thought Hexy was a scam, and it turned out to be a scam. But other than that, just keep your eyes out. Obviously wait for people that know what they're talking about. I don't code, I don't develop anything, so I don't act like I do either. So just wait, man. I would just wait for confirmation from other people, honestly.
That's my
receiving
strategy.
An airdrop as a tax event, also as income. I think a fork too, but not sure. So the fork, I think, like I said, I'm not a tax advisor and I don't do any tax advice, but the fork is going to come out at $0. Everything's going to be zero. So you're going to get a worthless token. So you can't be taxed on something that's worthless, correct?
Not on zero.
So that's the ingenious idea of Richard Hart of why everything's going to start at zero for, a few hours for a day or so. And then it turns into something worth something. That's when the bridges will turn in and hopefully it'll be worth something. So I don't think that, I'm not a tax advisor. I'm going to ask tax people when it next year, when it comes out, but I will, that's what I've been told. But yes, if you received Uniswap or if you received any other airdrop, it is a taxable event. If the value don't change, a swap is not taxable depending on NFA. Okay, just move to Portugal. Yeah, I wish, dude. I wish. What crypto? Okay, I agree, but my taxes took me a day. Yeah, I mean, dude, for some people, like if you don't trade like myself, it doesn't take that long. The thing is if you're moving farms and you're trading and you're receiving another token, if you're doing a farm, say you're doing Pulse X and Pulse Chain, you're farming, you're receiving an incentive token. So you're going to have to pay taxes on the incentive token that you just earned. And then if you want to move a farm to something else and you trade your Pulse and Pulse X for that other, then you're going to get taxed on that.
Yeah.
And you're going to get, it's like
it lots of
things. It does. And you're going to start, looking at it and be like, oh, geez, I really, I should have paid. And I'm not, so like me, yeah, it only took me a day or so too, because I don't trade. But for people out there, like I said, if you're doing all these things moving around, like I was on testnet, then it's like, you start thinking about it like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be crazy for taxable events. So.
Well, I guess that's a good reason why, to come up with a game plan, and use the test
exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to just kind of see what you're planning on doing. I mean, yeah, I know most people don't freaking keep a booklet. You're gonna give it to a crypto advisor or a tax advisor. I'm using MCA because they're gonna help me, but everybody's got their own people that they use.
I have a tax person in Colorado who said that she gave me a website that apparently gives like a record of all your transactions and all your,
right.
And she says that people just print that off, per their wallet or whatever. And then
and the single pool.
But I don't know. I haven't gone through it all the way.
Yeah, sorry. I know. I mean, no, you're good. You were talking before me.
You were.
No, you were. In the single pool staking for PRT, I made back PulseX in 1 week when I had sacrificed from dollar amounts. Winning the single pools and no impermanent loss. Not a bad idea. Very stressful day, but it was just one. Yeah, me and my wife were like having the whole like, no, that's not how it goes. No, you get it. No, you gotta go over there. You didn't sell that. Did we donate that? How much was that?
I know. Run it again.
Run the numbers again. We'll do it live. The more you move around, the more risk. Just ask fiat, but working below. True. Pools on PancakeSwap are great. All right, I've never used PancakeSwap. Well, except for do a couple of transactions to do a tutorial. I hope PulseX has a good array of pools like PancakeSwap. Yeah, I bet it will. When they need a fast ride. Yeah, that's okay. That's
yeah.
True. It seems to me you will have a short window to make moves before the bridge opens without having a taxable event. Probably. Mintra are great lookers. Okay. I haven't looked at Mintra or Pulse Doge at all. Like I said, I just know that they are doing airdrops. Mm-hmm. Just hate how when bullshit like that comes out, it gets overhyped by the YouTuber, no matter how much or no matter what. Like, just talk about something useful instead of super risky. True. I'm talking about any of the shit, even if it's good, because people get wrecked on it all the time. True. I've looked at the code for yesterday's drop and it seems straightforward. Did not see any malicious lines. Even if you aren't a programmer, it's fairly easy to do your own research. Cool, man. Non-taxable event until sold. Yeah. On fork. Aloha. What's up, Noah? The IRS is gonna love reading the blockchain. True, dude. I bet they're gonna come out with something that they can read the entire everything. I mean, if there's programs out there that you said that you've got, like the government has something better than that. So it's like, people thinking that they're gonna like skirt the government, like, oh yeah, we got this. It's like, no, dude, you're gonna, and that's on there forever.
How funny!
It's never going away.
You're just watching people like acting like they're sneaky and like, it's like we're watching you this whole time.
Right? What's up, Alan? How's it going, man? I already have a tax firm that handles crypto in Massachusetts. I told them I'm not wealthy yet, but I will be. They had a good time talking to me and hearing about Pulse and PulseX. Nice, man. Yeah, that's a good idea to do it before you get rich, right? Because once you are rich, guess what? Then you're like running around with your head cut off, trying to figure out who can help you. So good idea to do it before. Good idea to do it before. All right, so you ready for the for our
surprise? It's like a surprise.
The conspiracy for today. Anybody? Are you ready for it? So the thumbnail had a good foreshadowing of what we're talking about today. So, what does this look like to you? Look like to you? Is that a full blown up wheel? Is that a full blown wheel? The thing looks like
it looks like a
fully completely full still, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, it looks beat up, but I mean, yeah, the tire's still.
So this tire is
off the wheel.
It was at the bottom of the World Trade Centers. I guess that's what happens. You get a full blown up tire still at the bottom of the World Trade Centers after you hit a freaking building. Pretty crazy.
Blow up into a fireball.
Yes.
Rubber to like fire that much.
Let's see. All right, so we're on to that. Have you ever seen the movie Have you ever seen the movie Back to the Future? It's a great one. Am I right?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Timeless
So if you
classic.
haven't, timeless classic, great movie. When
Did
was it made? Let's see. When
did Hex
was
was
Back
Hex
to?
Nurse? Did Hex Nurse see that, or did which movies did she not see? Was it
I
Back
don't
to
know
the
if she's seen
Future?
it. I don't know if
All
she's
right.
seen it. Oh no, she
Okay.
said she has seen it. She said she liked it. I guess. It was
Okay.
So 1985 is when Back to the Future came out. When we were born. I mean, well, July 3rd, before I was even born.
Before I was born,
Pretty
too.
crazy. Pretty crazy. July 3rd, 1985. That was the first time that these came out. So pretty insane. But so here's some weird things that happened
I know
in
where this is going.
in the Back to the Future movie. Like what? So if you remember the Back to the Future movie, what is that? You know, if Mr. Marty McFly and what's his name? The white haired guy.
Doc.
Doc, yeah, his name is just Doc, you know. So they go back in time to save the future, remember? And everybody remember why. It's to save the clock tower. Remember the clock tower. So let's take a look at some of the pictures of what it's so Twin Pines Mall. This is one of the pictures of the Twin Pines Mall. There's about to be a terrorist attack at the Twin Pines Mall, right?
Yeah.
Anybody see anything strange about
A
Twin
Middle
Pine
Eastern.
Twin a
Attack.
Middle Eastern attack? Yes, Twin Pines Mall Twin. Let's go ahead and click this image. Let's go ahead and let's see 180. Yes. So does that look like 9/11 to you? 9/11 at the Twin Pines Mall? I don't know. That might be just, you know, that's just
In
just a
front of
little
a
bit.
mall, like it's a consumer related monetary thing, you know?
True, yes. So not
Interesting.
Twin Pines Mall, yes, very interesting. But let's continue. Let's continue. Here's another 9/11. Go ahead, and if both of these were like, let's say this is 9 right here, and then if this wasn't the number or the second hand and it was the first hand, what number would that be? Would that be 11? Looks like 9/11 to me once again.
Right? I
Here we
agree.
go. So this is
Very
getting
weird.
crazy.
Very weird.
Let's go on to the
Got the
watches that
gargoyles
Marty and Mr.
and
Doc were
Doc.
holding.
Yeah.
I can't remember why they're holding them, but here we
They had
go
to
again
synchronize
with
them.
the
They had to
Rotex.
synchronize
Oh,
it
synchronized, yeah.
because they were doing a test
Once
run.
again. Well, that doesn't look right. Yeah, 9/11 once again. Looks like 6/11.
Yeah.
But we get it. Everybody gets it.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy stuff.
Kind of weird. Kind of weird.
So you know that with the terrorist attacks at
I know. It could have been anybody from anywhere.
But no, it's the you know, the
It could have
guys with
been
the freaking bent up swords.
I mean, it could have been Australians. It could have been anybody, you know.
All right. So after he goes back in time, guess what it turns into? The Lone Pine. What does the Lone Pine mean, you might say? Well, guess what? There's only one World Trade Center at this point. Does this sound suspicious to you?
I mean, it does, right? It has to.
Okay. Yes. The whole thing. So there's 9/11. What was it to do? Save the clock tower. That was why they were there. They were save the clock tower. They needed to save the clock tower because it was struck down by lightning. It fell by something. You know, something struck it, fell down. Pretty crazy. Coming down. So here we go. If you remember this scene.
Yeah,
it doesn't look too crazy. It looks like the skylines of New York City. Maybe, I don't know. They're just watching TV.
Marty used to roll around upside down in this little robot thing. You know.
Yes. Was it Marty or was that Marty? Because he was trying to help.
That's Marty in the future.
Or is his dad? I thought it was his dad. No. Maybe it was.
Could have been.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
One of them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look that strange, right? But let's go ahead once again. Turn it upside down. What is this? It's the towers falling down. Because look, he's looking at it upside down. he's looking at it upside down. So if we go into Marty McFly's, and if you look at it, she changes the TV channel and it moves up. So if you're looking at it his position, guess what? Going down. It's going down.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit crazy, after all the things that we've talked about. But here's but here, once again, what is this? What is this right here? What is this? Is this what I think it is?
Ooh.
No.
I don't remember this one.
Ooh, is that the fire from the Statue of Liberty in front of the of Twin Towers?
It's a Colossus of Rhodes.
Looks like it may be. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just,
I don't know. Just a little weird.
Last but not, well, no, this isn't the last but not least. Here's the scene where Marty goes back into the future, and it shows a 9 right here and an 11 right here. I don't know. Things are starting to look a little bit weird.
Yeah, that's interesting.
A little in one movie. Last but not least.
What's on the marquee? What's on the marquee sign?
This thing over here?
The atomic. No, the movie sign.
Oh, the Atomic Kid. Isn't that where the kid walked across the? There's more to this, but I only had a couple of minutes. Oh crap! We forgot to do this. Forgot to play the music. We forgot to play the music. Gosh, dang it! Sorry.
Is that where the kid walks across the?
All right. Last but not least, this lady is the one that gives this to Marty McFly to go save the clock tower. Correct? Am I right? So this lady doesn't seem too crazy, but look what's behind her. Is that the all-seeing eye I see right there?
Ooh,
and also this same scene, you can look at this same scene and you can see that all-seeing eye right behind this 9 when it's zoomed out. Pretty strange if it's to me. if you're asking me. If you're asking me.
Pretty strange.
Pretty strange. Lone Pines, Twin Pines.
And I think people pointed out the 33 too.
33 probably. 33
it's like a Freemasonic.
So here's a funny and a Masonic. So 33. Let's see what 33 actually means. 33 number.
I thought it had to do with Freemasonry.
What does the number 33 symbolize? Energies, empathy. Okay, but I think it is Freemasonry. Angel, meaning of angel number. I don't know about this. Illuminati. I spelled it wrong. Freemason. There we go. Fraternal ties. 33. Ooh. Honest pentagram. Okay, so it's something. Yeah, it's very.
Marilyn Manson.
Does he do that?
Donald.
33 vertebrae.
Ooh.
Okay, so 33. We got 33. But do you find this weird? Let's go ahead and look at this. Let's go over to go.hex.com. Okay. Actually, let me sign in.
Okay.
Let me sign in for
There's a lot of stuff with Back to the Future. That's interesting.
Yes. So the best day. Oops. Let's see. Transform. There we go. All right. So if we're going down, these are the transformation lobby in the in Hex. The best day to get into Hex was day 33. It gave you the most Hex per Ethereum. Yes, 1.841 million Hex per Ethereum on day 33.
How crazy.
By the way, this Hex was like, or Ethereum was like $80.
Right?
So
crazy.
So it was wild. It's wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
Right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Exo on the watch list now. You got to drink baby blood to get in there. True. 33 is the highest in tiers of Masons. That's right. Yes.
Yep.
Funny. he is looking all this stuff up way before he retired, looking back at the night job. Yeah, so when I worked at the
I
gym,
know.
that's all I did. I'd smoke a lot of weed. I don't smoke anymore, but
creep ourselves out.
I'm like, oh,
all this
well, have you ever
information.
seen the card game? The card game?
Oh, the Illuminati card game.
Yes. Do you
Like
want
the
to see
board
something
game.
really crazy? Gosh dang it. Card game. Look at this one. You're gonna freak out. What does that say?
Hex.
Play this card anytime except during your privilege attack. A magic resource controlled by a rival is destroyed. This card,
Wow.
the card requires an action by your Illuminati or by the magic group within. So it's just a Illuminati card game.
We should send that card.
Oh, it's right here.
We should send that card to whoever Sir Richard's gonna debate. Like, if we get a heads up, we send that. Could you imagine he gets that card in the mail before he debates Richard?
Like, what the hell is this? Illuminati confirmed. You missed it. Hexo, is this what happens when you retire too much time? You know it. Hexo's featured in Back to the Future Gray Sports Almanac. Really? I'll have to reread it.
That's crazy.
You guys see what's going on with the Pulse Doge free claim? Kind of crazy. No, I haven't looked it up at all. Like I said.
Yeah.
Very strange. Very strange. Let's see. But the baby's blood is part of the background check. I think probably. Yeah. You have to drink.
Could be.
It's part of the. Yeah. I remember day 33. Me too. It was a great day. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wore 33, and we have a Kareem in our team. 9/11 confirmed.
Busted.
9/11 was or 7/11 was an inside job. A part-time job.
Yeah.
We are the Illuminati. We just didn't know. Oh yeah. Some people think that Richard's part, maybe he is. I don't know. Is that Richard with nipple rings? What? Oh, the Hex monster, the Hex Satan guy.
Oh. Did he have
pierced
nipple?
I didn't see him having pierced nipples. Satan is the good guy. Well, I don't know about that. I think that.
Oh no.
There's a Hedron card too. Well, that I don't believe. Is there really? Let me see this. Hedron.
This feels like a setup.
Yeah. Nope. There's a Hillary Clinton one though.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, of course.
She's
have her own card. Here she is. Oh, it was. Come on. Well, whatever. Pretty creepy stuff.
Kind of weird.
Hex is on there. Ooh.
I always like interesting. It's fun to look at things like that because you and I have gone through this where you go down the rabbit hole a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think, there's still what you have to do as somebody living on Earth right now. You know what I mean?
Well, I
Some
think
of it doesn't.
Do you think that it's all just like put out there? Because I think that what you say and what people think is what dictates the future. So if everybody thinks that like if everybody's thinking that we're all gonna, like the dollar is gonna crash and everything's going to shit, like then everything's gonna happen like that. Like because nobody. Yeah. It's kind of like
we all think that Pulse is gonna launch in mid-May, and then it's gonna just rocket all crazy out of control. In the first, I don't know.
For real. Like I think that the more people think of one thing, then I think that they believe that
that's kind of how
it'll happen. Because I mean, if nobody believed that Hex was gonna do, go to $1 or whatever, go to a penny. When we were at a penny, everybody was just like, oh, we're only gonna get up to 0.001. I don't think that you would go out and tell anybody about it. I don't think that you would go and so you don't believe, and your belief makes it so. And same with the world. Like if you think that everything's going down and the whole world's gonna go to shit, that's why I say. Think positively, guys. Don't think bad, because if you think bad, especially about your own country, it's like, oh, we're all just gonna, the dollar's gonna go down. We're all gonna be eating bugs and all this other stuff. It's like, just don't say it. Just don't think about it. Don't say that you're gonna do that, because then if enough people think about it, then it'll happen. I think that'll happen because
I think
so we all think that it's what's gonna happen, because
plus people have been predicting the apocalypse for how many years? It's like
true.
Don't spend time worrying about it. It's gonna happen one of these days, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Not only that, but do you think that we live in the worst time in history? No. Do you think World War II, everybody thought the apocalypse was going to happen any day? Probably, And guess what? We're still here, 2020, 2022. And it still hasn't happened. Almost 100 years later. Yeah, World War I, all these other crazy places where they're like, it's any day it's going to happen. And I'm not saying that it couldn't happen. I'm just saying.
It probably will. But it doesn't help to worry about it and trying to do too much research into when things are going to happen. It's like, there's things you can do now that are going to benefit you a lot more than trying to like figure out when the end of the world's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I don't think that it's good for your mental health for one.
No. But it's fun as entertainment.
It is like what we're doing as entertainment, guys. I think it's hilarious. Like that all these coincidences could have happened in 1985. Pretty weird.
Could have been.
But do I really think that it's like they predicted it? This is, I'm not like, I just think it's funny. I'm aware of I think it's interesting. I don't sway.
It doesn't really matter to you at the end.
Doesn't matter to me. Yeah. I don't go, they're just, predictive programming, I think probably is kind of a thing, but I think that they try to make, I don't know. Like there's lots of things like, on The Simpsons where they predicted 9/11 and like
that's another weird one. Yeah. The Simpsons ones.
Where else? Simpsons ones are always weird. What else?
Right.
Like they have a Beavis and Butthead. There's like a lot of them. And it's like, it's cool, but there is such thing as coincidences too. Is there, when you see 1,000 coincidences, is it a coincidence anymore? Probably not. But how are they going to predict that? Are they, who knows? Who really knows? Does it really matter in the end of it? Not really. Who cares? But
you're better off going down the crypto rabbit hole, probably.
Make money off of it.
But after you've done that, these are fun to know.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like video games, like what Richard says. It's like, don't play grinding video games, but like games that have a full, like you can have a story and stuff like that. It's like, hey, that's cool. Like there's an end story to all these. They're like, we have a great time viewing them, but it's also not what I do every day. I don't even remember the last time I looked up conspiracies, but it kind of gets you into the mood where it's just like you look at politics or something like that and you just think of it as like a theater instead of instead of the like, oh, this is real, guys. You should really get involved with all this stuff. It's like, no, it's theater.
Everything's
very much like
exactly. It's kind of what it is.
No plane hit Building 7. Well, yeah, that's a given. No plane. Release Pearl Harbor. What was that? Oh, the World Trade Center 7. Yes, there's a World Trade Center 7, guys. There's 2 towers. Everybody knows about that building. There's a third one that's like down the street that caught fire and it like fell down. Stupid.
Well, it was reported to be destroyed before it was destroyed.
Right.
Apparently,
allegedly, allegedly, yeah. It's like the movie The Never Ending Story. You have to believe. Yes, Atreyu. Dude, my family watched that the other day, and they're like, "This show sucks," and I'm like, "Dude, you guys are destroying my entire childhood. You guys suck."
It's like when I made you get everybody watch The Last Action Hero. All the kids were mad, and you're like, "No, we had a deal. Uncle Hex Explosive gets to pick the movie," and I was like, "It's okay." You're like, "No, we're watching.
No, it's happening." I tell my girlfriend to think positively, and her period won't come next time. Well, maybe you got her pregnant. Sucks to be you, unless you wanted that to happen.
On the flip side, be careful what you wish for it on the other end.
You might be screwed on that one, bro. If you were wishing for that, you might want to think differently. Like everyone was thinking $2 a month. No, there wasn't enough people thinking it. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Everybody was looking at me foolishly, and it was a real prediction that should have happened.
Well, Maybe you just had some numbers switched around. Maybe you meant like 11, 2022. You know what I mean? It's all the same digits.
Maybe February 1st, 2023. That's maybe what it is. Maybe that was $2.01. Maybe that's where it came to me.
Yeah.
No, but I actually believe, because guys, this is when like when Hex blew up from like 0.005 to point, like to 10 cents or whatever. I was doing the whole what was his name? He died recently.
Johnny Carson?
No, I'm so happy and grateful now. Remember that guy? What was his name?
Yeah. I don't remember his name. It was kind of like the secret affirmations.
Yeah. So yeah, the affirmations. I was doing affirmations literally every day. And Explosive can vouch for me on this. I would tell him about it all the time. And I would say it every day to myself. And literally it went from like 0.003 even all the way up to 10 cents. And then guess what? I stopped doing them. And guess what? We haven't been going up since then. So
we also seem to have pretty good pumps while you're at amusement parks.
True. That is true. I'm a pump. Well, yeah.
If you're on ride somewhere, then
right in there, roller coaster.
We see some real good looking candles. Candles looking real good.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I think the affirmations are probably real, because if you think something,
I'm trying it,
it's going to happen.
I was afraid about being blasphemous, and that's why I didn't want to try it right away. So, but hey, why not?
Well,
we got polls coming out. Why not?
Right. You know what? I will be blasphemous.
I don't think it's blasphemous.
No, I mean, I get where that. I'm trying to look up and see what his name was. Affirmations. It was money affirmation.
You're like, he died recently.
Oh, Bob Proctor. So look up Bob Proctor money affirmations, and it's like 2 hours. Listen to it all day and then go to sleep with it. And it's just like you'll sleep in the
They have like 8-hour long ones.
Yeah, they do.
I did it the other night.
Did you?
Yeah, I slept with it the whole time. Well, I mean, obviously my earbuds fell out or whatever, but there had to have been a good couple hours.
That's why the price was going up for some hours and then it went back down. Is that what happened last night?
You're like, secure
those.
And
then it fell out of your ears and it starts going back down. Great. Well,
I took it out on purpose and I didn't realize it.
It's like,
yeah, I'll try it. We'll see what happens. Polls coming out.
What
was that tweet you sent me? Because you know how we are about TA. I like to nerd out on TA.
Mitch
Diamond.
Ray. His name's Mitch Ray.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
He's very. Let me pull it.
Very bullish right now.
He sounded like he was bullish as you get. It's a Spanish crowd in the middle of the summer. They're flipping their little freaking things around. They're bullish as AF. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen. Oh. Let me know if you can hear it.
Okay.
Could you hear it before? Can you hear this?
It's very low on my end.
What about now?
It's better, but it's still pretty low.
Is it? Oh, no audio for those guys. How do I get audio? Stop screen share. Let me stop it and then redo it.
Okay.
Share screen.
And this gentleman isn't exactly like a. I mean,
here we go.
He reports on multiple coins. Yes.
Yeah, he's not pro Hex. Like if it's going down, he'll tell people it's going down. So this is
okay.
He's not a pro Hexer.
Patrons, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Look at this thing on Hex. The Hex Moon Boys will be back if this plays out, dude. This is like, I don't even know what to tell you, man. It can't get better than this. It just doesn't, chat. You mean to tell me an asset fell below critical ice line and then rallied well and then sold off again and then back tested it with a higher low, a confirmation low that is higher than the previous low, signifying accumulation is now here, and there's hidden bullish divergence going on in the oscillator. Dude, unreal. Lowest risk entry area you could ever get on an asset. These are the things you look for. It doesn't matter if you're looking at crypto, if you're looking at commodities, if you're looking at stocks. It doesn't. Forex pairs. This is the same formula, man. It's universal. You find this anywhere. It's amazing. So, someone like let all the Moon Boys, the Hexagon Moon Boys, and Richard Schuler know. We talked about this. The market participants must defend this level, otherwise there's 40+% downside. I mean, you're going to like 7 cents. You don't hold this. The good news is you're confirming that you've held this. This is confirming that it's holding. And there's now more market participants owning the asset than they did March 17th. Pretty good, man.
All right, there you go. And I don't know who. So let me see. Who's behind him? Who's the bro behind him? I think he works at like some OnlyFans thing or something, where they're all sitting around on some like cam girl shit, where they're all freaking jerking off, and then they have to do it for the camera, and they forgot to put the wall on.
I couldn't tell if you're being serious.
Sounds crazy. Mitch is a bit jealous of Richard. Yeah, I know. I don't know why people call him Richard Schuler to like get at him. It's like, it's like, dude, just like I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares that he gets called it. It's like he changed his name to Richard Hart for marketing purposes. It makes sense. It makes sense. Like Mitch TA. Your name's not Mitch TA. What's your Ray? Mitch Ray? Maybe his last name isn't Mitch Ray. I don't know what his last name is. But let's just say he just. Yeah. Well, let's say it isn't. Let's just say it was Mitch Hufflepuff and Goose Snufflepuff, and it's like really hard to freaking pronounce and say and spell, and it's like Richard's smart about this stuff. Where he's like, if you can't spell it, he even talks about that with Hex, like why hex.com is such a perfect domain name because it's 6 letters. It's hex, HEX.com. It's 7 characters.
One way to spell it.
Yeah, there's one way to spell it. I mean, you can put HECX or HECKS.
Like what the hex?
Yeah. What the heck are you doing here, guys? It sounds like me when I was.
I agree. And there's
11 years old. When I was in the. When I was going to church when I was 22. What the heck's going on here, guys?
Every gosh dang.
Every gosh dang thing's about to. I'm gonna poop on this whole thing.
A lot of celebrities change their names too. People don't realize it.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
What's his name?
Our names aren't exactly what they appear to be on the screen.
You think my name's really hexologist? Oh my gosh, but people find out it's not. But it's like, dude, it's like you go on the internet, this is your name. Like the internet is just like the metaverse where you can choose your own name. Nobody cares. Like, who cares if it's your real name? Like, people know it's Richard Schuler. Everybody in this community knows that it's Richard Schuler. And if you didn't, geez, like, did you catch up? Everybody knows it. And like, what does it matter? For one, like, I know his last name. I know his full name now. Cool. What's that? What did that do with my
Pulse mid-May, huh? Pulse midway, right? It's like, who cares, dude? I enjoy watching a nice Richard Hart stream. You know what I mean? Because he's honest. He's gonna tell you the truth. In a industry where it seems like everybody just has a motive for what they say, or what they're trying to promote.
Yeah, I mean,
but he's a real dude. He's a real person. He's not faking it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get what their whole deal is. My dad named me Baby Jim Rat. Well, that's good. Everyone thinks this is my real name. World Garage. I don't know if it is. Tom Cruise used to be called Richard Simmons, so I don't know. I forgot what Tom Cruise is. Was it?
He changed his name, I think.
Yes, that's who I was actually wanting the real name. Let's see what it is. Oh,
Richard Simmons.
It's Mapother. Thomas Cruise Mapother the 4th is Tom Cruise. Mapother. So it's like, just like my brother goes by his middle name.
Cruise. Yeah.
Tom Cruise sounds so much better. so much better.
Yeah, it's easier to say.
Right?
Just is.
Dang, he's not married. He's got married a lot. Mimi Rogers, Nicole Kidman, and Katie Holmes. He's not married anymore though. And he's 60.
Roger.
I don't know.
Dang.
He was only married to her for 3 years.
60.
Right. But man, I mean, the Hex pulse chain coming out, guys. I'm really hoping that Hex just continues to pump here. If it doesn't pump before pulse chain, I'm gonna be really disgusted with you people. Because you should have been getting in your family and friends this freaking downtime. I've been getting in people that I know. I even said I wasn't going to onboard people that I knew, but I did. I still did, and they put in,
which could be challenging sometimes.
When the prices are down, people are message you all the time, like, "Hey, bro, what's going on?" Like, everybody's been there.
Well,
I mean, me and you.
That's the cool thing.
Like, what's that?
We talk about when the price goes down, and then you got to like answer questions about why people are selling and stuff. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just get messages, and it's like you don't want, like, it sucks because you're just like, dude, like, we all know people in this community understand it, but if person's not a part of this community and they're just watching it, and they're just watching the price go down, obviously they're gonna be like, dude, why is the price going down? It's like, well, be part of the community and really get involved, and then you'll see why the price is going down, or just watch it on Twitter and all the drama on Twitter. You'll see, like, you don't even have to look at the price most of the days if you just go and look at the drama on Twitter. That's all you gotta do, because it's like, yes, you could tell by the sentiment. But I mean, like, right now, guys, the sentiment is pretty bullish. It seems like there's not a lot of fun,
and there's so much to look forward to. You know what I mean?
Right?
Yeah, we got to go one more mile on this hike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it sucks, but it's
like, when you're done, dude,
like we can see the barracks kind of thing, where it's like, we're almost there, bro. We're almost there. Your feet are hurting. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't do it. But you're looking at that freaking barracks about to get there, and on the hike, and you're like, all right, you know what? I got one more mile in me. Got one more mile.
Right. That's it. But yeah, there's lots to look forward to, and there's a lot to be excited about.
Yeah, I mean, guys, this is going to be not only life-changing for a lot of people, it's going to be, I think, world-changing in the whole aspect of crypto. Because I mean, crypto is where it's at right now, and it sucks. I mean, everybody's kind of using Ethereum right now as their main tool, and it's like Ethereum sucks right now. I mean, Gwei, I think, is like 100. So their gas prices are like 100 Gwei right now. It's like, dude, nobody wants to pay $100, $200 to transact on it. I mean, my onboards, I have to usually just give them Hex to just be like, here you go, just have it, because
that's what I've been doing.
I don't want you to have to spend, six. Well, like, if somebody wants to put in $1,000 and then they spend $200 or $300 on fees, they're gonna be like, dude, this is a scam. This is scammy as hell.
They're not gonna have a good feeling about it right off the bat. They're gonna be like, oh, where's the next curveball coming from?
Yeah. Like, oh, well,
I agree.
That's the next curveball. That's when you unstake.
Well, it's funny to look at. Yeah, exactly.
That'll be $300 when you unstake. It's like, wait, so I only made like $20. I mean, I had a friend that staked for a year, and he staked it for, probably like 2 or 3 months before the pump for a year. And so, it's almost been 8 months since we last pumped. And so he did it before we went to 50 cents. It was probably about the same price. And so he staked it, and we're back at the same, and he had to unstake it at these same prices pretty much, and it cost him more to unstake it than he made in his stake. And I'm like, yeah, dude, you might want to stake it for more than a year, obviously. But for somebody that doesn't have the hexologist as a friend, these people are staking for 6 months, and they're just like, dude, what the hell? I didn't
$100 for 6 months or something.
Yeah. And they paid $200 for the gas fee.
Right. Not fun. But I mean, that's the thing. And that's like we've talked about, it's hard to get somebody involved that isn't familiar, at least with the stock market,
right?
Because they're almost expecting a lottery ticket, which
that's true.
It's a slow motion,
and they want to, I mean, dude, you want to in a year, like me and you did not get rich in a year. You know, we were here
I
for
cashed.
2 years.
Yeah.
And still to this day, it's not like we have so much money that we're just like, I'm out, guys. This is it. I'm never talking to, you know, it's like, dude, we still want to promote for the community because it's like we could, you know, like it doesn't have to stay at 10 cents. It could go
It's got
down to
so
a
much
penny. And
yeah.
it could, you know, and we could get screwed if nobody wants to play anymore. And it's like everybody needs to get out there and still talk about it. And, you know, just because Pulse is coming out. But I mean, I think that it's a good time for everybody to do it because Hex is the easiest way to get into Pulse Chain now if they haven't gotten in. Like
prices are low.
Yeah, prices are low.
Getting your copy.
And you'll get a copy. And for the first 24 hours, you could trade your Hex for Pulse Chain or Pulse X if that's what you desire to do before the bridges are in. So it's like you could trade it probably for free over there on the Pulse Chain. So I mean, the best way to get Pulse Chain right now or Pulse X, in my opinion, is to get Hex and buy Hex and then trade it over or any other 20 or ERC20. But who knows what that would be? Hex told me everything is going to zero. I don't think everything's going to zero. Wait till the Sabbath day for the gas fees to go down. Well, you can't do anything on the Sabbath day. You know, that's what they used to do. We really need this Pulse Chain. So many thanks to RH. Yes. I need Hex to hit $1 so I can afford a hood for my car. What happened to the hood of your car, bro? So much for decentralized, never changing ETH. Yeah, true. Yeah. Decentralized ETH is now changing to proof of stake, right? Let's see. I paid $78 for my DCA BS. Yeah, that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
I laugh as I tell them I sold right after they bought in. Then I blocked them. I tried to onboard a guy who bought the Jack Dorsey tweet NFT and tweeted at him that he would get a free copy of Pulse Chain. Hey, that's probably a good way to do it.
Nice.
Hey, buddy, you paid $4 million for that stupid thing, or 2.8. You're
gonna
get
a
free
cushion.
one on
It'll cushion the blow, baby.
Dude, he's like, I think the highest somebody offered him was like 10 grand for that. Sucks for them.
Yeah. That still seems like a lot, but
it's easier to onboard when we're in a correction. Nah, I think it's easier to onboard when like everybody and their mother will start, you know, new BOG. I think that like you got to realize once we start pumping, everybody and their mother is going to be like, hey, so that Pulse or that Hex thing that you were talking about. And you're gonna be like, oh, now you want to get in.
That's when people
you want a DCA in, you know.
Yeah. And then when I'll mention to people sometimes that if I know they're not paying attention, like, hey, this might be a good time to buy, you know, it might be a good time. Then they don't want to hear it until the price is up again. And then
Yep. And then they buy it freaking 30 cents, and then they're wondering why their thing is portfolios in half. It's like, well, I told you to buy it 10 cents. You asked me to buy it 30 cents. And then you waited until 40 cents.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a human nature thing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's FOMO. Like, it's just, Fat, rich, funny, big pee-pee. I don't know. I haven't seen the pee-pee. I haven't seen it yet. You haven't turned shit until you had to tell your wife you lost 50,000 in less than 40. Well, why would you tell your wife that? I want to tell my wife that.
I don't know nothing.
Hey, what's up, DCC? DCC? Yeah, dollar cost script. I don't know why I said it like that. What's up, DCC? What's up, man?
I like that avatar. That logo is cool.
It's cool. I would never tell my wife that, but
no.
You know, I'd just be like, it's easiest on board at all-time highs. Very true. The more time before launch, more time for shitcoins to rear their ugly heads and create strife within the community. Save us, Richard. Yeah. I mean, people, there's gonna be horror on Pulse Chain, guys. There's just gonna be so many coins and so many people building something. There's gonna be rug pulls. Like, you think BSC is bad, which, you know, maybe it's not gonna be as bad as Pulse Chain, but it's gonna be bad, guys. Like, there's gonna be lots of turmoil in the community.
Of weird stuff.
And I'm not saying to be a maxi. I'm just saying, like, you know, don't forget the goal in your mind is like, and what, you know, like, that's what I had to deal with Hex. It's like, you see all these coins that, you could go and maybe make a 10x in a day or something like that and you trade back to Hex, but you don't know if you're going to do that. You don't know if you're going to be the one that's, you know, at the top and get dumped on. And, you know,
shiny object.
Yes, yes. And Richard says it. Time in the market is better than timing the market. And so if you're trying to time the market and trying to get that meme coin and before it hits a 10x, well, that's you probably missed it. You probably missed it. By time an influencer just talking about it, if I'm talking about it, guys, probably too late, right? And I don't even put anything into any of these because it's like I know what I want. I want Richard Hart products, and that's pretty
I
much
know
it.
what I want.
I know what I want. I want that.
I'm
Gonna
the
be a
same
rug
way.
factory. Yeah. I want to make an NFT of the first wallet that sells day one on launch day. Okay. Don't forget your precious. Yes, my precious Hex. 50,000 lost live on stream during the Squid Token debacle. Some random YouTuber caught the rug life. Oh yeah, I saw that.
I saw that. Bummer.
Yeah. Some token should be a nod to Hexo Crumb Coin. Okay. That'd be nice. I would like Crumb Coin. The FOMO engine starting to ramp up again. It is. It does feel like in the community that people have stopped fighting. The infighting has mostly stopped. And people are starting to kind of get excited for this bullshit. Especially since, like you see right now where people are selling and you're just like, what are you doing? Why would you sell at this point?
I know.
It's mostly to bring strife into the community, I think, is to like piss people off. It's to get you upset. But I don't think that we'll have to deal
they're
with
all,
that much.
they're all
longer,
messaging each other like, check out this red candle. This one's for you.
They show you next one. There's a guy out there who claims to be a shark, and I know that he's been in the community a while, so he could be a shark. And dude, he comes out and just like, I need to sell $3 million. Hopefully, you Hexicans are ready for that dump on Monday or something like that. And it's just like, he's just kind of. It's not very nice, but he's just trying to get people to, get strife in the community, to get anger and people to get pissed off at each other to sell before he does. And then guess what? He buys it right back up after you sell it.
He just bluffs them. He bluffs them right out of their bags.
Yep. He'll sell a little bit to just get you to like, he's like, oh look, it's kind of like when you're playing the game where
you get emotional.
Where you got the what's the game where you got your hands like this?
The like, slap one.
Yeah. You bluff them a little bit,
You faint. You gotta do the feint.
Yeah.
And then they swing all wild.
Yeah. And you freaking slap them in the face. And freaking. But yeah, guys, it's a good way to, if you're trying to, if you've got money on the sidelines, good way to get you out of it. Potato token. Oh yeah, it's coming hard. Thanks, XR, for the $2, dude.
Thanks.
She's still here. Wife's still watching. I would never tell my wife about 30 times.
So you heard all that. You heard all that, huh, Hexter?
So you heard that all?
Well, she's heard much worse. Much worse out of the two.
I'm pretty honest with her, but if I lost $30,000 to $50,000, I'd probably just be like, meh. Actually, I'd probably tell her, but she'd just be like, dang, that sucks. Those tiny hands have hair on them. No, I should glue some though on that one.
I remember those.
She don't even have a wrench. Yeah, she's a pleb. The ultimate FUD, Hexo and Hexers have a public fight and start memeing each other. Hexo with his potato IQ. Yeah, you gotta sell that head drum when it's at the top. That's potato IQ.
Whoops.
Oops. Just endless amounts of being able to claim and sell it every single day.
It's one thing too because you didn't sell all of it. We've talked about that, but
right.
You at least sold enough that like your average person could live off of that for a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and you put it into Hex.
Yeah, I bought Hex with it. It's doing great. So I'll do it. I'm okay.
Doing great.
I'm okay.
Everything's fine. It's fine.
But all right, guys, that's it for us today. Unless you got anything.
No, I had fun today.
It was a great one.
Switching to Thursdays now, though, huh?
Yes, Thursdays at 1 p.m. Mountain times. Yeah, that's what time I'm on. I don't know what it is for 3 o'clock Eastern time. So if you guys could, subscribe, like the stream, comment down below, hit up Explosive Artist on Twitter. He's there, and that's it. Is that it for you? You got anything?
Yeah, I had fun. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. right, guys. You guys take care. And we'll see you guys next week. Later, dudes.